Have you ever felt invisible in your own family? You speak, but no one really listens. You share your thoughts, but they're brushed aside. It's not that your family doesn't love you, but somewhere along the way, the respect you once had seems to have faded. This can feel painful, even lonely. For many people over 50, this shift comes as children grow older, establish their independence, and begin to see themselves as equals, or even as decision-makers. And while love remains, respect can sometimes quietly slip away. But here's the good news. Respect can be regained. Not by shouting, not by demanding, and not by endless arguments, but by approaching relationships with wisdom, patience, and quiet strength. Today, I'll share with you 7 ways to regain respect from your family without ever needing to raise your voice. Point 1. Lead with calm, not control. Respect doesn't come from controlling others. It comes from showing calm strength. Take the example of Margaret, a grandmother in her 70s. Her adult children often dismissed her opinions about family matters. At first, she reacted by arguing and becoming defensive. But the more she pushed, the more they pulled away. Then Margaret shifted her approach. Instead of arguing, she began listening first, speaking calmly and choosing her words carefully. Over time, her family started listening back, not because she forced them to, but because they could feel her calm presence. When you choose calm over control, people naturally lean in. They respect the person who doesn't need to fight for attention, but instead commands it with composure. Point 2. Set boundaries with grace. Respect grows when we clearly define how we want to be treated. Consider James, a retired teacher. His grown children often expected him to babysit at a moment's notice. At first, he felt guilty saying no, so he overextended himself. But resentment grew, and arguments followed. Finally, James had a conversation with his children. He explained that while he loved being with his grandchildren, he also needed time for himself. He set gentle but firm boundaries, agreeing to help when he could, but also saying no when it wasn't possible. What happened next surprised him. His children respected him more, not less. By honoring his own needs, James taught his family to value his time and energy. Boundaries aren't walls. They're guideposts that teach others how to treat us with dignity. Point 3. Walk your talk. Actions speak louder. Respect isn't rebuilt through words alone. It comes from living your values. Think of Elaine, who often told her family to eat healthily, but she herself relied on fast food and rarely cooked. Her family ignored her advice, not because they didn't care, but because her actions didn't match her words. One day, she decided to make a change. She began preparing simple, wholesome meals and gently inviting her family to join. Over time, they not only listened, but admired her consistency. Your family may forget your words, but they'll remember your actions. When what you say aligns with what you do, respect naturally follows. Point 4. Listen before you speak. One of the most powerful ways to earn respect is to make others feel heard. Take the story of Richard, who often felt dismissed by his adult daughter. She would talk about her job struggles, and he would immediately jump in with solutions. She grew frustrated, feeling like he wasn't listening. One day, Richard tried something different. Instead of giving advice right away, he simply asked, "Do you want me to listen, or would you like my thoughts?" His daughter paused, smiled, and said, "Just listen." That small shift transformed their relationship. When we listen deeply, we show respect, and respect in turn is returned. Point 5. Share stories, not lectures. Respect is not won by lecturing. It's inspired through storytelling. Imagine Sarah, a mother of 3 grown children. She wanted to teach her family about financial responsibility, but whenever she spoke directly, they tuned out. So instead, she began sharing small stories about her own life. How she saved for her first home, how she made mistakes with credit cards, and what she learned from them. Suddenly, her children leaned in. They respected her wisdom because it came wrapped in real experience, not commands. Stories humanize us. They invite empathy, and through them, respect is gently rebuilt. Point 6. Show appreciation for small things. Respect is a two-way street. If we want others to respect us, we must also acknowledge and respect them. Consider Robert, who often complained that his family didn't recognize his contributions. But he also rarely thanked them for theirs. One day, he decided to change. When his daughter helped fix his computer, he expressed genuine gratitude. When his son cooked dinner, he praised the effort. Over time, his family mirrored his behavior. Respect grows in an atmosphere of appreciation. Small words like "thank you" and "I noticed what you did" carry more power than we often realize. Point 7. Maintain your own identity. One of the strongest foundations of respect is self-respect. Take the example of Linda, who had dedicated her entire life to her family. When her children grew up and no longer needed her in the same way, she felt lost. Her sense of self had vanished, and with it, the respect of her family. Then she decided to rediscover herself. She took up painting, joined a community group, and began living with renewed purpose. Her children began to see her not just as mom, but as a vibrant, interesting individual worthy of admiration. When you cultivate your own identity, you teach your family to see you as more than a role. You remind them that you are a whole person with passions, wisdom, and dignity. Regaining respect from family isn't about winning arguments. It's about leading with calm strength, setting boundaries with kindness, living with integrity, listening deeply, sharing stories, offering appreciation, and maintaining your identity. I'd like to leave you with a simple question. Which of these 7 steps do you feel speaks to your life right now? Have you tried one of them before? Did it make a difference? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if this video touched you, please give it a like. Subscribe for more gentle guidance on relationships and well-being. And share it with someone who may need these words today. Remember, respect is not demanded. It's quietly earned. And it begins with the way you carry yourself.